Testing. Hot outbound count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you ready?
I'm all ready.
You on here? Come on, let's go inside and get started. Dusty out in that hall?
Hey, get a load of fatso there.
Oh, would I like to melt you just once? Dusty out in that hall? What's my temperature, Norton? 111. Oh, come on, let's get moving. Isn't there any lard here?
Yeah, about 300 pounds.
A 20% percentage.
And now, who is our next guest, please? Herb, here's our next guest.
Ed Norton. Ha ha! Watch this.
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Dr. Seiferts of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Not again, Mrs. Cramden. This is it. I finally found my super atomic passion. I'm going to be his angel cake forever and ever. I'll be Wallace's for all eternity.
How was that, Joe? That was very good. That was a good Judy. The only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, also known as Clifton, New Jersey. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave us a positive review, and we will read them. Come on, we're not getting a lot of those. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Our home base, if you want to listen to the episodes, every single one of them, and you don't do the podcast thing, it's non-productive.com/honeymooners. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page, our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook group. Yes.
Yes.
Follow us on Twitter at Honeymooner1. And if you want to leave a voicemail, call 240-442-2635. And don't forget to email us at honeymoonerspodcast@aol.com. Aren't they ancient? I can't find the clip, everybody, so just leave me alone. And if you want to support us on Patreon, just go to the honeymooners.com/non-productive at non-pro, and you can do that. And what's going on, Lou?
Joe, I spent
115.
115.
Yeah,
it's 115. Wow,
115.
Oh man,
Louis, you just got to let these guys know where you were.
I spent 9 glorious days at Federico's Landing in Italy. Federico was great. I asked him for a smaller tent and a smaller prosciutto, and he set me up for it.
And he did, huh?
He did. Federico was great.
Smaller tent with smaller prosciutto. Yeah, but Louis was in
Italy,
in the motherland.
Yes, I was in the motherland.
And smaller prosciutto. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely hilarious.
I was trying, Joe. I told you before I left that I was going to try to get a picture. We stayed actually in Bologna.
Okay.
So I was trying to get a picture with me and a sign that said Bologna, but obviously couldn't find one because I wanted to put a caption. It's my impersonation of 2 pounds of Bologna in a 1 pound bag. Couldn't do it though. Didn't come off, but you get the gist of it. Anyway.
Of course. That's just great. I was so happy to hear that you had a great time.
Oh, great time.
You said you walked like 43 miles.
43 miles. It was actually 42.8 miles. We clocked it in those 9 days of just walking, eating, and drinking.
Now you're down to Ralph's baby weight picture.
Actually, Joe, I lost a pound.
Did you
on
really?
The way back, yeah. I was 192 when I went over, 191 when I came back.
Look at him. I'm the one dieting. I'm the one losing weight.
Yeah,
this guy goes on vacation, eats like a cowboy, and he loses a pound.
And I lose a pound.
Son of a... But that's fantastic.
Pays to travel. So when I go back, I'll be 190 when I come back.
190. Oh, my goodness. So before we really start the show, we got to go through our wonderful, tremendous, and it's not our only sponsor, but our main sponsor, and that is Silk City Hot Sauce. Okay, you got to go to SilkCityHotSauce.com and get yourself the best hot sauce on the planet, and especially the honey habanero hot sauce.
Had it this morning.
Did you really?
Yes.
What'd you put it on?
On our eggs.
I did too. That's so weird because I usually only eat eggs on the weekend.
Yeah.
During the week, I just have my shake in the morning. I had some on my
girlfriend loves it. She loves it. She puts it on everything.
It's phenomenal.
Because I've been eating a lot of avocados lately
and
eggs and stuff like that.
Right.
Just put that on there. If you make a guacamole or something, just put it right in.
Really?
Just put it right in.
I got to tell the wife.
Yes.
She makes good guacamole.
Yes, put it right in.
Okay. Very cool. And, of course, the bottle itself is tremendous.
Oh, God. Yeah.
It's the Honeymooners podcast with, it's basically us.
It's us.
But it's Ralph and Ed in a caricature.
Mm-hmm.
And
Chef of the future and chef of the past. Dusty out in that hall.
It sure is. I mean, it hasn't been dusty in the hall in a while, but that is the one where you have to get a bunch of them because you'll use a bunch, but you always got to have one as the novelty to put on your mantle.
Yes.
Right next to the fish that was caught in 1939 in Key West.
Key West.
Right?
J.J.
And also right next to the dog show.
Yeah. Breeding.
Yeah,
breeding trophy.
Breeders.
Well, she may not be very attractive, but I'm sure she's a very nice one.
My God,
breeding.
So
breeding.
My God, that's so funny. He calls his wife an ugly dog. So what you do is you go to SilkCityHotSauce.com, right? They have packages. You can have different ones. Like, there's a Dragon Slayer, which is like maple and fire roasted pepper sauce, and Jezebel, which is a raspberry habanero. Or they have packages, and you could buy whatever you like.
Good Christmas gift.
That's right.
Make a nice Christmas
I
gift.
wonder if it's in. I don't know if it's close enough. It might be a little too close for Christmas.
I don't know.
It
but
could be. You know what? Just in time for the marathon on New Year's.
There you go.
Right
there you go.
Have a little avocado with some honey, habanero hot sauce. I have a block with that name. I really do. And then you can have it just in time for watching the marathon, which everybody watches on New Year's Eve. So what you do is you go there, and then when you go to the checkout, when you're about to make your purchase, they're going to ask you right in the middle for a little coupon code.
Yep.
Right? And you just type in these two letters.
RX.
RX. Right, exactly. Those two. And you get a 15% percentage off of your order, and you also get a free bottle of
cherry sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't think of the word.
It's been funny since day one.
It really has.
That's been funny since day one.
It
That's never gonna end.
really has. And of course, you're not getting a free bottle of cherry sriracha, but
for comedic purposes.
Yes, and also
for our comedic, we like it on anybody else.
Not for anybody else. I swear, I bet you there's not one person that doesn't love to hear that every single time. Because it's so silly.
It is.
It's so funny.
It's
just one of those. It's funny every time.
It is.
It's like watching Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You're going to laugh every
time.
Every single time.
It's like me with the Stooges. Every time.
Every time. And also, our second sponsor is Keys to the Caribbean Travel.com.
Yes.
That is my lovely wife, Beverly. She is a travel agent. So for all of you that might be coming to New Jersey on April 7th, which we'll talk about right after this, and or if you're looking to go on vacation and you don't like doing all the travel plans, you can go to Keys to the Caribbean Travel.com. And my wife will help you make all the travel plans.
That's right.
And she charges 0 fees.
No commission.
No commish. It's going to cost you whatever it costs
whatever the trip
but
costs.
She will do all the work for you and get you deals on cruises, flights, on the big scary things that are in the air.
That thing.
What such a mook. and hotels and different excursions. She will do all that for you for free commission and commission free. Exactly. So go to keys-to-the-caribbean.com, keys-to-the-caribbean-travel.com, because especially if you want to go to, I don't know, let's say Tibet.
Yeah.
Right? I think, And look, if you're not looking to, maybe travel the extra 5 hours
to get to Mongolia,
right,
but
she can hook you up.
She can hook you up with Tibet.
Absolutely. Especially the hot spots. of vacation, like Asbury Park.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she can help you find the uranium
field.
Bismarck, North Dakota.
There's
I mean,
so many places to go.
yeah.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Schenectady, New York. Come on. Who doesn't want to go to Schenectady?
That is the place to be.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I don't need Italy next time. I'm going to go to Schenectady.
You could save on flights. You don't have to. Yeah, you could just drive up there.
Actually, yeah.
Yes, and it won't take you 5 hours to get there either. All right. So we have to get into. Oh my goodness! I'm thinking we're going to get into that, but we have to get into something a little bit before that. I'm sorry. I'm very, discombobulated. And of course, our last episode, we had the father-son. We had the son of the father-son team, Vincent Discalia.
Yeah.
Yes, and very, very appreciative.
Yes, he was.
And what a great raccoon. He actually wants to come and see us in April, but he's not going to be able to. He's in California.
He's in California.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to. But we have
the West Coast chapter.
Yes, the West Coast chapter.
We thought Bayonne was far, but this is
there's the Bayonne bunch. There's the California crew.
Yeah, like really.
Yeah, exactly. Bayonne bunch. Oh my God. But anyway, you know what's next, and here it is.
Verily, the Honeymooners podcast knights the full-grown nut of the week.
Every time.
Aren't you lucky?
Like cherry sriracha.
Yeah, aren't you lucky? Galilee and cherry sriracha.
Cherry sriracha, that's it.
Killers. We could just do an episode with those.
Oh, gotcha.
It gives me real pleasure to present to you this award.
Stephen Frankie. Yes, we're not sure if that's exactly how you say it, but
I'm going by the old entertainer Sergio Franchi.
Oh, okay.
Remember Sergio Franchi?
No,
I
do not.
He was an Italian guy in the 60s.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
Sergio Franchi.
I got to check him out.
Yeah. No, you don't have to check.
No. All right.
I check out Stephen Franchi before I check out Sergio Franchi.
But you know what? Stephen Frankie has climbed up the board.
Oh,
he went from fault 1 to fault 22 in no time.
Man, fast.
Yes, unbelievable. Just is constantly, whether it's chiming in or coming up with, funny things. Especially, let me tell you something. This list is going to expand with the Facebook group.
I was just going to say, this guy came on strong with the
Facebook group.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's one of the 68.
Yes, he's one of the 500. And we all know why, right? We all know why we got him.
Yeah, now you're a full-grown nut.
Exactly. It took the Facebook group to get him to be like that. Yeah. And we know the Facebook group is loaded.
There's a lot of full-grown nuts around this house.
Exactly.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's
the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Frankie might be, he might be a little modest because, he... being an Italian, I'm sure, very emotional.
It brings a tear to my
and
eye.
a tear in his eye.
And a lump to my throat.
And Stephen, it's you.
Yes.
Had
the same reaction. The same reaction Ira had the first time we named one.
Again, he was asked the question.
Is this the man who gets the award?
And the answer is...
So the Board of Nuts had no problem with him.
None at all.
Because they saw his quick travel up the board.
He came out of left field.
Yeah.
He almost played center field.
He almost played center field for the Giants.
But he came out of left field.
Slipped.
His foot slipped. So, welcome aboard, my friend.
Yes, Stephen.
And you know what? Hold on. Let me see. He is, I don't have, but it's like we're at like 35.
Yeah, we're up there.
Something like that. Yeah. So, welcome aboard, my friend. And another full-grown nut.
Hope to see you on April 7th.
And speaking of April 7th.
There we go. We want to segue right into that.
We got to segue right into it.
No, not anymore fellow stupids. Just right into it.
And can you put the light on?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even realize. I'm saying I'm just these eyes of mine. Sorry. So as most of you know, But for those you don't know, on April 7th, we are having a Honeymooners podcast convention. Yes. And unfortunately for one human being, it's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, which apparently is like, I don't know, Pompeii. There's no possible way that anybody could ever get there when you get in New Jersey, even though there's a train station a block and a half away. A block and a half away.
And you just jump on the subway, be there an hour.
An hour and a half. But it's at my home club, Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, and it's right in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. It's about an hour away from Newark, so if you fly into Newark, we have already gotten about a dozen and a half tickets sold. People are buying tickets. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be at the Comedy Club. It's going to be doors are opening probably around 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3ish.
And we'll be there till Dino was like whenever you want, however long. And it's $30 a guy, and you get all of the trimmings, right?
Yes.
You get water bags filled with water, right?
Drop out the Comedy Club window.
The Comedy Club window. And you get, with the $30, because it's a BYOB, and there is a liquor store right next door. So if you want to go get your beer, your grape juice,
that's right, cold
wine,
wine.
If your wife's brother's wine, isn't good enough for you, you could buy some over there. You can buy a little bit, if you're there.
Sure.
Absolutely. And they got home style appetizers. Home style
and appetizer.
And
the most delicious thing.
It really is.
This is what the whole afternoon is going to be like. That.
Yeah,
exactly. Just be like this talking back and forth.
And the appetizers are good. And look, even if you've been
I've been putting on a little weight lately.
It doesn't matter. Just have the home style appetizers. They are just absolutely.
This is just delicious.
As soon as you get there, you're going to be like,
Hey, well, roll that in your mouth.
okay, we're
all take care of us.
Being silly. But now here's the difference. If you just want to come and hang out, and when I talked to Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin was the one we were talking about doing it, and he was the one that said, listen, everybody should just bring some stuff that they have just to show off.
Yeah, see what you got, your collection.
But if you want to be a merchant, if you want to be a vendor, instead of $30, you would pay $100 total, and you can come there, hang out, but you will also get a table where you could put your wares out. And if you want to sell your wares, any Honeymooner stuff or even any old stuff, you got a couple stuff. I mean,
anything.
Think of the group. Think of the group that is going to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we're going to have that. If nobody has that, I'm fine
okay.
with it.
We're fine with that.
That's just more room for us.
Yeah.
And we're still figuring out the details. But one of the things I know we want to do, the small details, is there are 2 big screen TVs in the place. And we definitely want to do where probably at the end of the night, we'll probably watch 1 or 2 episodes.
Of course, trapped.
All together, probably trapped, right?
On both TVs.
Both TVs at the same time. And think of this. To be able to watch an episode or 2 with 50, I'm just throwing a number out. I don't know how many people are coming. But imagine watching an episode with 50 other full-grown nuts, lunatics. We always usually watch it by ourselves, or we have 1 or 2 of our pals.
Right.
But imagine a big room with all of us. It's just
like a whole room of people.
The vibe.
What would you call that show? DEFCON 3?
DEFCON 3s.
So DEFCON 3s
DEFCON
in the same
3s.
room. Like
in the same
you
room.
watch it by yourself. You're DEFCON. You may be watching a DEFCON. Dusty on that one.
Dusty on that.
Can't let that go by. You may be watching it with a DEFCON 1, and it's different.
Right.
As if they don't know what the hell you're laughing at. Like,
right.
Hey, what am I
and
laughing
all the
at?
anticipation.
What am I laughing at?
Yeah.
I forgot what I was laughing at.
And all of it. And we have other things that we're going to have planned.
Trivia and stuff like that.
And just a lot of fun. And we'll be able to, meet each other.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out if we get, maybe... I was thinking about maybe we'll have name tags that you can fill out when you get there. Like maybe you would put Joe Fensterblau and then underneath, Wizard.
Yeah.
Like if Wizard Romney with the Wiz. You know what I mean?
So we know we actually know who you are.
Right. Bibbs. Whoever it is, or just your name. Mark S. Mark Strouch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever it is. But I'm so looking forward to it, and it's just going to be so much fun. And Ron is going to be a part of it, and Michael Bruce, they're going to help out, and also The main thing. Brian Carney.
Brian Carney's going to be there.
Our pal.
Our pal Brian
Carney.
He's a pal.
He's a pal. My pal.
Joe's real pal.
What Louis says about Brian doesn't matter. Is one thing, but how he feels about him is another. And so when I called up my pal Brian, when I told him about it, he was thrilled. Yeah. He was so thrilled. And I said, Brian, listen, if there's some, and I'm just telling this only because just to show you what kind of a man Brian Carney is.
And
I was like,
listen,
man. And only to such a man and only such a man while I look at the actual script
in my hand.
So I said, Brian, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to get you a hotel room down there, and it's there's a nice hotel about 3 or 4 miles away.
Right.
And I said, Brian, listen, tell me what you want. Like, how much money do you want to come down? He thought I was crazy to actually want to give him money.
Yeah.
He was like I
an
don't want
appearance
anything.
fee. Yeah.
I don't want anything.
No.
He goes, and he's going to bring the hat.
Oh, the hat.
And
Guys,
the
that's
Emmy.
like
The hat. It's just
the hat.
You're
going to see the hat. He
you
made
get to wear
it and take a picture with
Take
it.
a picture with the hat. It's going to be his Emmy, his Golden Globe. What's the? I always forget the third one.
Yeah, he's just three.
It's not a Grammy. It's the other one.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, you guys know the Oscar.
Oh, yeah, there you go. The big one. The biggie.
The Oscar.
Yeah.
And pictures. The pictures that he sent he showed us when he did the show.
Yeah.
His dad when he was a baby.
Yeah.
His dad with his brothers when they were kids. Just awesome pictures. If it's not worth the $30
just
to meet Brian. Brian is such a great guy.
You won't even know it's it just blend right in.
He's just a guy.
Just blend
Even
right
though
in.
he's a musician, he's an actor.
Sure.
He's been in movies. He's been in commercials.
Voiceovers. He
Just
does
a
all
regular guy. And he's so thrilled that he just said, look, if there's any money, just give it to the club.
Yeah.
Donate it to the club.
See?
It doesn't matter. So that is the key. Come see us, but really, come see Brian.
Come see Brian. Really, it's if anything, yeah, you got to come and see Brian Carney. You got to come and see that hat.
Yes, you have to see the hat.
You could tell your friends when you get back home.
It's a little blue. The hat's bluish. Just so you guys know.
No, and
it's a little bluish.
Kind of corduroyish.
Yeah, exactly. And then afterwards, you get to go upstairs and meet the mayor. The mayor of Point Pleasant. So, what you do is you go to UncleVinny'sComedyClub.com, go to April 7th. It's a Sunday. So, and we wanted to be in the spring.
Yeah.
We wanted nice weather. We didn't want anything. And, dude, John Espo's coming up. He already booked his tickets.
See that?
It's going to be a great time. So if you can't make it, we're not going to do I don't want to do a podcast. But
we don't take away. That'll take away from us mingling.
Right.
I want to mingle.
Well, I think we're going to film some of it, and we're definitely going to have some film of the things going on, and then maybe we'll find some fun stuff from it and put it out there. But it's going to be just a great time.
Have a great time.
I can't wait.
Just with each other. Come on.
Wait. Some of the things, the little ideas that I have.
Brothers under the pelt.
Under the pelt.
Come on.
Exactly.
Wear your raccoon hats if you have them.
Exactly. So, that's it. April 7th, UncleVinny'sComedyClub.com. Get yourself your tickets now. And then if you get there and you're not having a good time, right before it's finished, you get up and you walk out.
Call me stupid. You call me stupid.
And if anybody does have any questions about the logistics of it or whatever, get in touch with me, or you could go to keys-to-the-Caribbean-travel.com. My wife will try to hook you up.
Hook up something down there. Yeah.
Like a hotel room, or maybe even find stuff to do down there. Yeah. It's going to be nice weather.
Hopefully it'll be nice weather. And you got time. You have time.
Yes,
so
exactly.
There's enough time to do all this.
Yep. All right. So
now
let's get going here.
We got a show to do.
We got a show to do. Yes. Thank you. Good night, and have a good one.
God bless.
Real quick, don't know if we mentioned this, but the other day I was watching an episode of The Honeymooners. I know. Shocking. Okay. And I don't know if we mentioned this once, but it was on PIX, Channel 11, the New York station, where it became what it became. And it had The Honeymooners, and then it always says like the series, the what episode, and blah, blah, blah. And then it has the name of the episode. Well, the episode, I don't know if you guys have ever heard it. It's called Ralph Cramden, Hero at Large. It was trapped. I'm like, what is hero at large? Didn't know what that meant. I mean, not that I don't know what that meant, but why did it, like, where did you come up with that?
Yeah, how does it come?
It says it right there. You know what I mean? When you're putting whatever it is on the computer, episode, I think it's episode 36 or whatever it is, it's called Trapped. Why? What are you trying to be cute? Ralph Cramden, hero at large. You know? It's like you almost gave away. You know what they did? They gave away the ending.
They did. Did you know it was trapped, though? When you just read that, did you know it was trapped?
Yeah.
You did?
I think I did.
Okay, all right.
Or you know what it was? No, because I'm not being truthful. I started watching it, and then when I paused it for a second or I hit the button, that's when I saw it. So
okay. So you were already watching Trapped.
That's why I knew it was Trapped.
Okay, all right.
So, but it's just weird. It's like, wait a minute. You just gave away not that anybody doesn't know how Trapped ends, but it's odd to just sit there and change the name of the episode to Ralph Cramden, Hero at Large, which I love Trapped so much better because Trapped, it's definitely a darker, like that was the positive. Think about it.
Yeah, it's true.
The hero at large was hey, this is Ralph Cramden being the hero. Trapped, it's like trapped, dung.
Yeah.
And it's like, so even the writers back then were like, we're gonna maybe somebody said, hey, we should call it like Hero for a Day or something like that. Like, no, let's call it Trapped because it was. People say some people don't like the episode because of the negativity and stuff like that. And it's like, no, that's what made it great. The fact that it was dark, the fact that he feared for his life, and then at the end he became the hero.
Yeah,
Trapped. It is just trapped. So that was my only weird thing about that. So here is another thing that I noticed, and I said it to Lou before the episode. When in My Aching Back, yes, when Ed is trying to get Ralph to go upstairs, or no, trying to get him to go play to go bowling. And he's like, that Neapolitan knockwurst that you like so much. I never thought of this. What the hell is Neapolitan knockwurst? That's hilarious. I go to Lou, I'm like, is that a thing? He goes, no. There's no knockwurst in Italy.
In Naples? Because Neapolitan is stuff from Naples.
Exactly. And knockwurst is German.
They got salsicha in there, but that doesn't rhyme. You got to need that alliteration.
Right,
Neapolitan knockwurst.
Right, yeah, exactly. And I thought, a great, hilarious joke within the joke. Because the joke is supposed to be, he's tempting him with food. You know, the fat guy tempting him with food. But the sub-layer joke is, he's tempting him with something that doesn't exist.
And his eyes like light up.
Yeah, I love the way his eyes light up.
Because he's great with the eyes. His eyes.
Oh my God. Just he has beautiful eyes. But yeah, so I just thought, wow, that is that second layer of humor.
Yep.
That it wasn't like, that pepperoni pizza that you like so much. It was Neapolitan knockwurst. What? I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So I just had to bring that up. Here's a question. Now, being it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
And this episode will come out right before Christmas.
Yeah. Sure. We're not doing a
we're not doing a Christmas show. We've done that.
Previous
two times.
We don't want to keep on doing it.
No. But I do want to bring up one question. And I'm sorry if I mentioned this or we talked about this. I don't remember talking about this. But the question is about the Christmas episode is that if Mrs. Stevens didn't come in and ruin everything, the question is, would Alice have liked Ralph's original gift?
The answer is,
I know it.
Yes.
Yes. She would have.
It's because it's just the act of Ralph going out.
And
this is a selfish man now.
Right.
Going out, spending time, money,
looking
for a gift for her.
Right. And it's not, an iron or a vacuum, or something that he might use, like it's a new pool cue. Yeah. If you want to come play pool with us,
that's
right,
exactly. Like that. It's a gift for her, for bobby pins, and
it was an interesting gift for sure. Like, hey, it's cute. It's made out of 2,000 matchsticks.
Could you imagine? That's what I'm saying. Could you imagine him explaining to her,
right,
with this like little kid glee, what this thing represents. It's
Right.
just from the Emperor's Palace. It's
Right.
2,000 matchsticks. Him believing all of that.
Yes. And you know what? She would have known it was a bunch. It was a bunch of
piece of
bunk.
junk. It was
a piece of junk. But she would have loved.
She would have loved it. Well,
she
she's
absolutely would have loved it because
she did-
Alice was. She was the wonderful wife.
Yes.
There was. She had no real outward flaws.
No.
She did some. She did.
She
some
did a
things-
couple of things that we didn't agree with. Yeah, I mean,
the babysitter, like listen, you
they'll
can't
tell
blame
him,
him.
Just tell him.
Yeah, exactly.
They think of the mother all the time, sticking up for her mother.
Right.
Yeah.
But as a whole, she was a wonderful person, and she would have absolutely loved that gift.
Yeah, to put up with him,
that too.
She's extremely wonderful.
She's a saint.
Yeah, she is.
She is a saint
because to put up with him.
Absolutely. We haven't done this in a while, and I wanted to let me just see if I can. Oh God, I was just trying to find this. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Oh, good.
And here we go.
Oh yeah.
The Honeymooners podcast now presents Here's an Item. This is where we have one of our lusciously lovely listeners present some material for this prestigious, proficient program. Oh dear, I've dribbled all over myself. And now, without any more ado,
Here's an item.
Okay, and you guys know what Here's an Item is. And this is from a man from the fraternity, a full-grown nut, a recent full-grown nut, David Arthur. I'm going to win that ball. I'm going to win that ball. That's his name, David Arthur. I'm going to win that ball. So he actually posted this in the Facebook group, but I don't care. Podcast group.
Okay.
Yes. And watching the Safety Award episode today with a family member during lunch, and it made me think how problems can pop up anywhere. And I've done a few podcasts myself over the years, and we quote, podcasters have a saying, a little poem that gets us through difficult times. Perhaps I can pass this on to you. May I favor you with this little ode? When iTunes reviews are against you and bad ratings pin you to the mats, don't waste those tears on what might have been. Just blame it on Louis Fass. Oh, it's just absolutely great. And I know probably half of you have already seen it, but I had to bring it on here because it was just so funny, clever.
It is.
Put it on the air?
Put it on the air.
You know, clever, funny,
Funny.
very comical. Very comical.
You're beautiful.
But yeah, David Arthur Ball.
Yes.
Thank you for the Here's an Item. And trust me, guys, I have so many Here's an Items from you guys. And once the New Year's hits and we get back into a little bit more of a regular rotation, we will start doing 2 at a time.
Yep, we can. We have
For
enough.
sure.
Yep.
We have more than enough. And all right, what are we doing here? Oh, my goodness. I love it. We haven't done this in a while. And here we go.
and now from the observation deck overlooking the Johnson Building at 328 Chauncey Street, the Honeymooners podcast presents Louis' Observations.
And this is a multiple Louis
multiple
observations. Multitude. This is a multitude of Louis observations. With one intro, we're going to go right through all of them, right?
Forward straight ahead. Straight ahead to the trivia question. We're gonna
Go ahead, Lou.
All right, Joe, I'm going to start out with one I didn't tell you about before because when I did my intro, my Judy Connors, my very good Judy Connors.
It was a very good
For a
Judy
67-year-old man, it sounded like a 13-year-old
for
girl.
a 13-year-old girl, yeah. Was with an 18-year-old in 1955.
Yeah.
A little weird.
Yeah, but it's almost 18. This is writing, Joe. Now, she says, I'm going to be his angel cake forever and ever.
Yep.
I'll be Wallace's for all eternity. Now, I like the way that was written.
Yes.
She says, before mentioning Wallace's name, she says his. She doesn't say, I'm going to be Wallace's angel cake. She says his. Now, Alice doesn't know who Wallace is.
Right.
So now they bring in the Wallace thing after, line after, and then that's where Alice comes in. Wallace. Like what happened to Freddie?
Freddie, right.
So that's just one little thing. I just wanted to mention that out of that.
Yeah.
Just caught that. It was very clever writing.
Yes.
Very clever writing.
Yep.
Now, observation number 1.
Okay.
The vacuum cleaner, $4.95 at the Calves, over on DeKalb Avenue. How is it that if the vacuum cleaner doesn't work, it sucks in Ralph's face?
Well, it must have just kicked in.
Just kicked in right there.
One, the rocket,
the sprocket armature,
all of a sudden kicked in,
and
it just illuminated, and it became the vacuum cleaner
that it was supposed to be.
Ruined Ralph from getting a new car.
That's right. So that's one thing.
Okay.
It sucked in his face, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't pass the oatmeal test.
No, did not pass the oatmeal
And even if they
test.
tried it with cornflakes, it wouldn't have worked. My favorite line.
It really is
my
a fantastic
favorite line.
My goodness.
Doesn't get enough love, that line.
Does not.
Doesn't get
To me,
enough. When people are talking about great honeymooners lines,
Right.
that doesn't come up.
Yeah.
I think
And I don't expect DEFCON 1s or even
No,
Tasting.
no.
But even with DEFCON 3s, us full-grown
Yeah.
nuts, sometimes we don't give it that due that
it
deserves.
doesn't. Yeah, right. It doesn't get
Does
its due.
not.
It doesn't get its due. Great line.
Try cornflakes.
Want to try it?
And
the
you know
way
what's
he
great?
says it.
Yes.
You want to try it with cornflakes? Oh, why don't you shut up?
And the "Why don't you shut up" is just a perfect bow tie on that joke.
Yes, because that's one of my favorite. And why don't you shut ups too?
one of the best ones.
Put them both together.
To me, it's that one and "Shut up, Norton."
Shut up, Norton.
Yeah,
that.
two of the best shut ups.
Okay. All right, Joe. Now,
Okay.
what do you think? Do you think that Judy Connors forgot something in her line? Because I'm going to explain this here now.
Yes. And now we'll preface this by
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
we might have mentioned this back in
Well, we did a Judy Connors thing
Yeah,
at one
so
time.
we might
have
have,
mentioned it, but if not,
we
too bad you're going to have to hear it
We
again.
don't care. You're going to have to hear it again. Like you remembered that.
Yeah, really. Now, in the roller skating, when she's sitting down at the table with Alice,
Telling
and Alice like, well,
everything
what do you two have planned for tonight? Or whatever hell Alice says. And she says, go roller skating, and we're going to go to a bop, bip, bop, bop dance contest. The roller coaster and the tunnel of love.
Right.
So now, okay. When Alice is reiterating all this stuff to Ralph, what she wants to do, roller skating.
Right.
We can go roller skating. They have a nice rink down at the amusement park. Go roller skating. We go to blah, blah. And then she says the crazy house. Judy never mentioned Crazy House.
Right. And I'm not sure if we mentioned this, but the point is that we wondered, because we all know Audrey was the professional's professional.
Right.
She barely ever, I don't think she ever forgot a line. And
She flubbed one once,
She
but-
flubbed once,
yeah.
but because she mentions Crazy House.
She
And
mentions
Crazy
Crazy-
House was the thing that broke the like the dam broke at that point
Yeah.
when she was like roller skating and
Ralph
pop
said, he goes,
contest.
I'll take you roller skating tomorrow. Like,
Roller
it
skating.
It
didn't resonate with him.
resonate yet.
Yes.
Then he went roller skating, and
Right.
then she goes into the Crazy House. We have to go to an amusement park for Crazy. We got one right here.
Right.
So it's basically I don't want to say the bulk of the joke right there, the Crazy House part,
Right.
with roller skating. But Judy Connors never mentions it, and we don't know if she forgot it or was written that way. I can't see. I'm going to say she probably forgot it.
I think so too.
Especially when she was stumbling over a bop dance con. Maybe it eluded her at the time. I don't know.
Yeah, because why would Alice repeat all the things that she did,
right,
except for that one, which was the
main one,
It
basically.
was the thing
Yeah.
that broke the dam.
Yeah.
That got Ralph to be freaked out. So that's where I'm not. I think she forgot the Crazy.
So what do you
House.
guys think? You just let us know.
Could be
Let
a
us
good
know.
question.
We're just
Could be a
putting
good
it out there.
question for it.
Do you think that she could have forgotten it? I'm kind of tending towards that.
I think so.
That she forgot it.
I think so. Because when all else fails, you have to always side with Audrey. You have to. If there's like a thing where you're like, I don't know, if Audrey could have been the person that was right or wrong, she was probably
Or
right.
the right one.
She was probably right. Absolutely.
It was like Bert Wiedemeyer. She comes in like, Bert Wiedemeyer? Who's Bert Wiedemeyer? He just said Wiedemeyer. How do you get Wiedemeyer? She got it right at Wiedemeyer. Ralph gets it wrong at Wiedemeyer.
She's almost infallible. She really is.
Yeah.
She is almost infallible. Sorry, I'm trying to find the episodes, and I'm just not able to.
Oh.
I had them. But go ahead. Go
All
to
right,
the
I'll
next
give another,
one while I'm
got
doing
another
this.
one here for
Okay.
you guys out there. All right. Which one was that, Joe? We were the one with the water pressure. Which episode is that?
Oh,
that was
that was the vote.
That's the deciding vote.
Deciding vote.
Because the vacuum cleaner's on the
Right.
table. Yeah. Okay. Now, in the deciding vote, Ralph goes over to wash his hands, turns the water on, and of course nothing comes out until the steam comes out, and of course steam comes out in the back of the sink instead of through the faucet, and he goes through his whole motions with his with his hand and the whole bit. But before that, he says, "What's wrong with the water?" to Alice. Basically, he says, "Well, the water pressure's bad in this building.
Right.
Trixie's probably doing her dishes." Well, if the water pressure is bad,
Right.
how does the water get upstairs and not
Upstairs?
You gotta bang the table upstairs.
With that finger. Oh, God.
So if the water, and it's on the same line. I mean, this is an old-fashioned apartment. Everything's on the same line going up.
Right.
So if anything, Ralph should have got the water, and not Trixie,
Yeah.
because they're upstairs.
It's upstairs.
Upstairs. Point.
The pointing of the upstairs.
Now, another one from same episode.
Same episode. And this, I'm trying to find
Joe's trying to find this?
I don't think. But I think you guys can all picture
this. Okay.
Picture this.
Okay. Knock on the door. Go answer that.
Yeah. He just got his towel because he burned his hand.
He burned his hand.
Right.
Knock on the door.
Answer that.
Answer that. He goes to Alice.
And of course.
Alice just walks right over there and answers the door. Opens the door.
And it's Joe
Muncie / Rumsey.
Right.
Okay. Now, he says, when he walks in there, you can listen to it. It's very faint. You got to pay attention. Hi, Alice. Then Ralph says, "You know Joe Muncie."
Right.
He's a member of... Right. Go ahead.
Which is also the thing that we all like. Was it supposed to be Rumsey?
Rumsey or Muncie?
Right.
Yeah, we don't know.
But anyway,
Muncie to me sounds better. I think maybe Norton screwed that one up. All right.
Although Rumsey, it's got the word rum in it.
Rumsey,
There's
yeah,
something Rumsey.
Yeah, but I think Muncie's more of a. I never heard of somebody named Rumsey.
Have you heard of a Muncie?
Yeah, Chuck Muncie. He used to be a football player.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe that's it then. What do I know? Mook.
So he says, "You know Joe Muncie. He's a member of the Raccoon Club, not Lodge Club."
Right.
So here's the thing. He's basically introduced. He walks in the door and says, "Hi, Alice," and then Ralph introduces it to her. So now, to get your thinking caps on here,
okay.
Did George Petrie mess it up by saying, "Hi, Alice"?
Right. Or was he supposed to say hello?
Hello. Just hello.
Right. Hey,
hello.
Joe Muncie.
Yeah.
You know Joe Muncie.
Yeah.
Now, could it be that, or could it be the idea was that even though he said hello, Alice, he might have met her once a long time ago, and that's why Ralph's like, "Hey, you know Joe."
Or you don't know. You should say you remember Joe.
Remember Joe.
Now you said you made a good point that they wanted to introduce the name there.
Of course,
even though they screwed it up.
Right.
But they wanted to introduce the name of Muncie.
Right.
/ which becomes Rumsey.
Right. Because if he would have said, "Hey, Alice," you would like, "Hey, Joe."
Yeah.
Then it's like, well, wait a minute, who's Joe?
Yeah. So it's introducing the guy who votes against Ralph.
Right. But don't you think that if they would have done it like that, then Ralph would have been like, "Hey, Joe Muncie."
Joe Muncie. Just to get there's other ways of getting his name in
but
there.
I don't know if that I think that seems less plausible. Where the other thing would be like, you remember him? It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more of an introduction.
Yeah.
Where the other thing would just seem like,
But then
hey, Joe Muncie.
Yeah, but then again, if Alice is supposed to be in the ladies' auxiliary,
right,
she should know.
Right.
You should know who Joe Muncie
Right.
is.
So maybe that's how it should have been
So
done.
I don't
He would
know.
be like, "Hey, Alice." You'd be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Joe." He's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Joe Muncie. What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And then go right into the scene.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, so
it's two questions. Two questions
Go
for
ahead,
you
go.
guys. The first one: Did Judy forget Crazy House?
Crazy House.
2, do you think
Joe Muncie.
George Petrie forgot
to say,
or he wasn't supposed to say hi.
Hi, Alice.
He was supposed to say hello, Ralph.
Yeah.
Or hello.
Yeah, because
Hey,
she
Ralph.
answers the phone. She answers the door, and he should say just hello. You know.
Yeah. So
that's
questions.
two questions out there.
Two
We'll throw
questions.
them out there for you guys.
I'll put them out there on the.
Like I
the
said, nothing here is
episode.
definitive. It's just
No,
what you
of course
think,
not.
and
It's what you think.
Yeah,
Even though we're probably right.
we're probably right.
Yeah, we're always right.
I don't wanna brag. I don't
want to brag at 33 Kosciuszko Street, Kara Gibson. I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag. Now, do you have one more?
No, that's it.
That's it.
That's enough, I think.
Okay.
I think we had 5.
That's it.
5.
That's enough.
But we have something else after this. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is going to be a good one.
So-
another thing open for discussion.
Yes. And so obviously we're going to get to Louis' 165th.
65th, yeah.
Because it's a number from the episode.
Yes.
165, since we're talking about weight
Yep.
and all that stuff. It's Louis' 165th favorite
thing.
bit to do on this show. And you guys know. Let's see how our timing is. Are we rusty?
And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Our first guest,
good.
ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our
Comedian from Mexico, the entire country, Joe Conti.
Thank you. Thank you. See?
I want to see the expression on your face when you miss it.
Oh, very mean.
Yeah.
Very
Wait.
mean. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
Oh, Joe, before we get in, Professor Walter Newman
Yes.
contacted me again.
Oh, boy.
I forgot when Ron and Mike were here.
Right.
I didn't mention his name.
You didn't mention?
I think I forgot to mention
Walter
Newman.
Was it a very feisty email? Was he he was a little
yeah.
upset?
Yeah, he was a little upset. He said, and don't try to get over with me with cherry sriracha this time. So I can't even bribe him anymore.
Did
he just
he,
said, just make sure that you mention my name.
When you told him you were apologized, did he say, "Don't make me laugh"? I'm really a big fan,
Yeah.
Walter. Don't make me laugh.
So anyway,
I absolutely love that. By the
So
way.
anyway, so this question's prepared by
Professor Walter Newman.
Here we go. You happy, Walt?
All right, Walt.
Yeah,
My
right.
goodness,
Jeez. Anyway, okay.
angry guy.
All right, Joe. Let me see everything. This is from the deciding vote again.
Okay.
Just a lot of our
All right,
things
yeah,
came
it's been
today.
a
It
lot
wasn't
of
planned that
deciding
way,
vote,
but this
right.
okay. All right. Ralph needs the 4 votes to win.
Correct.
Who are they?
That he got.
No, the ones that he needs to win. Remember when Joe?
Because he already knew. All right.
Right. So we got Ralph.
Ralph, Ed. Then there's George. I mean, not George. Joe Muncie.
Mm-hmm. Who's the 4th guy?
Oh my! Wow.
And there's
Is
there's a little controversy with this too. That's what we're going to discuss after.
Yeah, because it's not Stanley Saxon.
No. Because Stanley's McGillicuddy in that episode.
Right. He's the one he's going against.
Yes. Yes.
Right. How about a hard hint?
I'll give you his initials. It's best I could do.
Is that too easy?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's a tough one.
It's pretty tough.
Okay, go ahead. Initials.
JS. It's a one and done name.
Really? Never only said that one time.
One time.
JS.
The clock. Come on, Mr. Kramer. Time's running out.
I'm sorry. I just got to do a little bit of the ticking.
Here we go.
I'll just get like 5 seconds.
Take the clicking out. This is tough. This is tough.
That's a great
It's tough,
question.
but I'm going to follow it up with something too.
Okay.
Just give it a whirl.
Okay, I give up.
I gave up.
I give up.
Oh, Billing's gone up.
I'm very proud of myself that I'm able to. Oh, I give up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Jerry Shaw.
Jerry Shaw.
Now, now.
I remember that.
All right, now you remember it. Okay, now, this is
boy.
interesting.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Okay.
In the back, members in arrears
Okay.
are on the board, right?
Right. One of them's crossed out.
Carlisle's crossed out. I think
Carlisle.
Cramden's spelled wrong
Spelled
with a D-O
wrong,
on it.
incorrect. Yep.
The guy on the bottom's name is Shore. S-H-O-R.
That's right.
So now I'm thinking, does Joe Muncie, does he say Shore or Sure?
Because it could be with the Brooklynese accent.
Yes.
a lot of it's like Shore.
Yeah, sure.
Instead of Shore, but it's Sure.
Sure, because they don't say the hard R like we say in New Jersey. We say the hard R.
Right.
They don't say the R at all.
Right.
So
Sure. So it should be Sure, but they say Sure.
Sure.
That
is what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
But this is just some little fodder out there. Some people you could think about this. Another thing to think about.
That's a really good thing to think about. All right, that's going to be the third one then. We're going to have 3. I'll put them all
down
on one post, what you think, and then you can answer whichever one you want.
Yeah, whatever.
Absolutely.
Isn't that great? I was just thinking.
Jerry
Shore.
Shore. Dinosaur.
Yeah.
That's like that Brooklyn, Long Island.
Yeah.
And it could be like I don't even think it's like a Jewish thing. I think it's just the area.
It's the area.
Or an Italian thing. It's the area. There is something like because they say water.
Water. Yeah.
Water.
We
Instead
say
of
water. With the
Some
hard
people
R.
say water.
Yeah.
Different parts of the country, but water. Shore.
So
I'm thinking SHAW,
That's me
and then
too.
we saw Shore.
I actually wrote down the answer is SHAW, and then I
Right.
saw Shore.
Yeah.
And I put in parentheses
That's
to discuss it. Now here's another cool thing.
oh boy.
Now in the executive committee there,
Okay,
7 people, right? Executive committee.
correct.
So there's Mr. President,
Right,
Norton's there, Ralph is there,
right,
McGillicuddy's there,
right,
Joe Rumsey's there,
right.
Okay. Now I mean 2 guys, and the 2 guys sitting in there are Eddie Hanley and Bill Davis.
So
one of them guys
is actually
is Jerry Shore.
Oh my God,
So we don't know
so
which
bizarre.
one. Well, this is what we got to do.
Imagine somebody listening to this episode, and this is their first episode, and they're just not even they're DEFCON 1s, but they're like, I'm looking for a new episode. And they got to this point, and they're like, I don't even know what I'm listening
What
to.
are you talking
What am I
about?
listening
Yeah,
to? They're like, these guys need to be committed. So was it?
Is it Eddie Hanley?
Is it Eddie Hanley
or is it Bill
Davis?
Dick Burney. We should call him by his actor's name,
right,
Dick
yeah.
Burney. So is it
Wow.
Eddie Hanley or is it Dick Burney?
Dude,
One of them is Jerry Shore.
You went 3 deep.
Yeah.
You went 3 deep.
That's all
You
just
went
coming to a
the
trivia.
Oh my God! You got the Jerry Shaw. Who was it? Was that actually Jerry Shore? And who was it out of the 2 guys that were left?
It was, which one is Jerry
That's
Shore?
mental illness.
Yeah.
At its best.
And Mr. President votes against Ralph.
Well, you know
He
why?
went to McGillicuddy.
Because he snapped at him with the applicant.
Couldn't think of a word.
Couldn't think of a word, Mr. Gleason. Wow. Oh my
So
God.
that's some good stuff.
That is a great way.
This is good
that
stuff.
Is a
Now,
great,
I got a lot of this stuff just by trying, like, getting my Judy Connors thing together in the beginning,
Right,
and then
right.
getting one thing, and then one thing led to another, and went to another, led to another, and that's it.
That is deep stuff.
That's good. This is good
That's
stuff.
good stuff
This is
right
good
there.
stuff.
In episode 115, you dug deep, and it just shows,
But this-
like Ira said, you'll never
run out of material because we're discovering things in episode 115. You thought, like, okay, we've exhausted this. How much longer are we going to do this?
Yeah, are we really going to rely on just our listeners for the rest of the time that we do this? I mean, it's just crazy.
But just people out there, think about these things. Think about them, because right now they're just opinions.
Right.
Nothing here is really factual unless you have an ear and you can maybe figure out the high Alice thing at the door. Or
Right.
You don't.
Right. Hey, Rallis. Wow. Louis, that is absolutely tremendous.
So I think we kind of killed it this week.
I had no idea what, because you said, I'm going to add something, blah, blah, blah.
I didn't want to tell Joe what it was because I didn't want to tell you.
I wanted to be
because Y2 Joe was part of the trivia question. I didn't want to give it away.
Right.
So if I gave it away, I would have gave away the trivia question.
This was your episode today.
Thank you.
This was all about you.
That's because I'm refreshed from Federico's Landing and the smaller prosciutto that I got.
Yes,
I got
exactly.
the big prosciutto. but
Right.
I couldn't afford it, so give me the smaller prosciutto.
And then, you know what? Me being a lot smaller now, there's less of you that you got to concentrate
That's right.
on.
That's right.
You know?
I see Joe in his Gary Cooper's bathing suit.
Yeah.
It's so different.
Yeah, and you guys got to come down and see the new Slimmer Me.
Yes, you do.
You know, with eating my salad with all the good things
Good
in
down
it.
there.
Beets for your blood. Carrots for
Lettuce,
your eyes.
yeah.
Lettuce for your teat.
Yeah,
teat.
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 Everything here is good for you.
Wow.
Well, I'll be eating a pizza.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, what can I say? First of all, we got to thank Silk City Hot Sauce.
Yes.
All right. Our sponsor, go to silkcityhotsauce.com and put RX in the coupon code when you're done and get yourself 15% percentage off of your order. And also thanks to my wife and her lovely travel agency, Keys to the Caribbean Travel.com. Go there and she will help you get all of your travel needs together and no commission. Commission free.
Just fill it with gas and point it towards Mexico. And she'll take care of everything in Mexico for you.
And who else can we thank? Oh, our new full-grown nut.
Full-grown nuts,
Stephen Frankie. All of you guys who listen, all of you full-grown nuts who email us, comment on Facebook, on the Facebook group, which is just killing absolutely killing.
Killing it on that.
We have to thank Ira for
Ira,
forcing his hand, making me begrudgingly do this because there was no way I could turn our page into it. And all of you full-grown nut fraternity members and future fraternity members, share episodes of our episodes.
Jerry Shore.
For sure. Jerry Shore episodes of our YouTube videos with friends on your social media or share directly with your pals in the sewer at the bus depot. And if you want to follow me on all my social media platforms, it's Joe Conti with an E comic. And what can I say? Episode 115 in the books. For me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fats, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.